it's John, Little Blue Ford LBF. So we're back on the Green Ranger project today, and I'm going to give you a rundown, some updates here, and then we're going to get to work more than I've already been to work on this. So here's the new headlights. I've got them pretty well prepped at this point. New bulbs are in, so they're ready to go on. Other than I need some 194 LEDs for the marker lights. In front, here. So I cut this bit of the harness off here, and this is the 2000 Ranger marker lights here. So this was one side. There was two bulbs, or not marker light, turn signal. This guy was the other set. This is the plug. I think I mentioned in another video that this is the plug that's on the 2000 Ranger. It's also the plug on the 01 to 03 Rangers. And then on the 04 they went to a different plug. So I cut these off of the my existing harness. I'll show you what I did in the front. I can reuse these if I need to. So we'll hang on to those. And we'll go around front here. So this is what I did. This is my new plug for the turn signal, and I got a 3-pin weather pack connector here. This is just a pigtail. I had a weather pack connector on the end. So in the front here, I got my weather pack connector. You should be able to see here. Two blacks are together, two browns are together, and then the green-white stripe. It just was easier for me to do this together. They're actually spliced. Well, it shows up. They're spliced right up in here. Is one of the splices for black. So I didn't want to cut that far back into the harness, so I just put them together. Marker light pigtail. So I gotta get this closed up. On this side I got it all together. I got the harness back together, my weather pack 3-pin, and the turn signal plug, headlight plug, marker light plug. So that's all good. So I can put the front end together now. Now here was a little bit of a problem. So this mass airflow sensor was off a 98, and it's a 4-pin. Here. You can see 4 pins in there. The plug, however, on the Ranger harness, or Explorer harness rather, this guy's a 6-pin. So these two outside pins, I just have these in. I bought a intake air temp sensor with a pigtail. That's right here. Because the 2000 used an intake air temp sensor in the mass airflow sensor. That's why it had 6 pins. But since my mass airflow sensor doesn't have that, here we are. So I split out these two end wires. The two end wires in this plug don't have a corresponding mate in the sensor. So I pulled those out. Those two will plug into here, and I just used the pigtail wires, capped them off, and I'm going to tuck them back into the harness just so that it looks neat, even though they're dead-ended. These guys will plug right into this. They'll plug right in, and that'll be taken care of. So I'll get that done here, finish getting my harness taped up. So that gets the front end in pretty good shape here. Transcoiler mod, the bracket here for the center of the header panel. So I'll get that all squared away here, get this put together today, be somewhat put together. Still having a fight with the ABS. It's something I'll have to deal with in the back here. Alright, here's the fun part. So I jacked this up the other day, and about the time the axle tube hit the bump stop was when the truck got light on the jack stands under the frame. So we're going to try, I got these extended shackles. We're going to try putting extended shackles on the back, see where that gets us. I might have to add another leaf to the leaf springs. If that all doesn't work, then I'll have to come up with a different plan, because right now I ended up with way too much drop in the back. So I gotta try to resolve that. I might have to shim the axle to change the pinion angle. But the other part of the problem, which gonna run the other side, I think. The other part of the problem is the drive shaft. The drive shaft ended up being roughly an inch too long. So I'm going to have to get that cut down and rebalanced. I'm not exactly sure why that's a problem, but it's a problem that I need to fix at this point. So I'll have to get that done. I already called the local shop, got the prices, and I think that about covers it here for updates for the moment. It's just been a lot of crazy little things to deal with, and it's unfortunate, but that's what happens when you start modifying things. So we'll get after it here. Hey, so it's John, LBF Little Blue Ford. I'm going to talk about a few things here, and I'm going to show you where things are at right now. Disaster has struck this project with the Green Ranger. It's been a couple days since my last day of working on it, and I've kind of needed the time. There's unfortunately also some things going on in my personal life which don't help this at all. But I was worried about this sort of thing happening. I'm sure a lot of you have noticed in previous videos that I'm working a gravel driveway, and all four corners of the truck have been off the ground. Now, this isn't anything new to me, and it's been like that since November. I needed to borrow the tires for Dad's truck. I have procedures in place that I try to follow, and I really try not to have all four corners off the ground for this reason. Just the way things worked out, all four corners were up. I'm not even using my regular camera right now because I'm not sure where it is. Yeah, it's a mess. So, the last day that I worked on this, I shot a video, and I got to work, and I got the new headlights in and the front clip pretty well done, and I got the extended shackles done in the rear, and I reset a couple jack stands, and then I worked on getting the front end. I was going to get a rough alignment and get the front tires on. I adjusted the torsion bars. I didn't like the way it was sitting, so I added some extra support, and I jacked up both front tires evenly, and I had 4 6-ton jack stands under it, under the frame. Well, 2 under the frame, 2 under the hitch. 2 under the hitch I'd reset, packed in, leveled up some limestone, and set wood down, set the stands on. I had 3 house jacks underneath the truck, 2 bottle jacks underneath the front A-arms. There was also 4 3-ton stands underneath both the rear axle tube, which had some weight on it, and the rear leaf springs, which had some weight on them, obviously. And there was another 3-ton stand floating around under there. And like I said, I reset a couple of them. I use wood, I use stone, I use steel. I level up with limestone, pack it down, try to give as good of a base as I can working under these conditions, and all of that apparently was not enough. Something went wrong and the entire truck came off the stands. At least 4 stands got crushed, possibly more. I haven't got to retrieving them all yet. 1 jack stand went through the bottom of the gas tank. The front bumper suffered damage. Front fog light, I see the ones hanging. Tailgate took some damage, and I'm not entirely sure what else yet. I ended up scrambling. I took a couple pictures, not many. I was in a hurry with it leaking gas everywhere. With all 4 corners on the ground, I couldn't get anything under the gas tank to catch it. I ended up jacking the front end up, getting the front tires temporarily on. I jacked the rear driver's side up, and at that point I was able to get the jack stand out of the bottom of the gas tank and collected by 11 gallons. I have no idea how much was lost. I don't know how full the tank was. I don't know what other damage has occurred. I ran out of time in daylight, and then it rained the next day, and what was that? I guess 2 days ago now. If I can find the other camera, I'll try to put that video on before this to keep everything in order. But the camera was sitting in the back of the truck. Had the tailgate open like I usually do. And from the way it fell, everything shifted to the back. So a lot of things got buried. The tailgate was pushed mostly closed by the tractor it landed up against. And I don't really have any room to try to get in there and dig right now. I need to get the passenger side back corner jacked up, get a tire on it, and I'm gonna have to run a tow strap to a tree or something and winch this thing forward so that I can get in the back. Just not a good turn of events here, and I'm not really sure what I could have done different. I'm not exactly sure what went wrong. I am physically okay, but I'm a little crushed at this. So this is going to be a hard pill to swallow. And here we go. So there's the front balance. Front headlights look nice. You can see my house jacks here. Let's see. Yep, he's broken. Definitely broken. Bumper got tweaked. Everything's just kind of wherever it ended up. Yeah, it's nice. Looks better on camera apparently, but there's a nice ding in there, some scrapes. Up against this stuff here. Still knocking things over. That's the jack stand that was through the bottom of the tank. That punctured through right over here. Let's see if all my flashlights are trashed, but the tank's punctured there. Just a very unwelcome situation here. There you can see one of the crushed stands that I fished out so far. I'll have to show the others on the other side. But It went all the way down. And you can see the stands tipped over back there. Yeah. It was not good. At this point, I'm hoping that the damage isn't to the point where I have to give up on this. I'm not gonna lie. When it went down, and I saw that the gas tank was punctured, I really thought about just striking a match and end it. This thing has been a difficult project from the start, and this is a really hard blow right now with everything else going on. My daily driver's leaking gas and doesn't want to run anymore. Oh yeah, here's our other two smash stands that I've fished out so far. They've taken quite the beating. It's unfortunate. And on top of the other things going on right now, it's a really tough pill to swallow. But I'm going to try to get this jacked up here. And try to get a little better assessment of the damage. I don't know how far I'll get with this today. I don't even know how my timeline's going to go with trying to get this damage resolved. But I'll leave it there, and I think I covered pretty much everything at this point. And guess we'll see where things end up. Alright, so a couple updates here. I got the Green Ranger jacked up, put the last tire on. We got winch forward. I got winch forward. We are sitting back next tires. Takes winch forward. So aside from the gas tank, I did end up crushing part of the frame. It shows up here. It got crushed. The other side got tweaked a little in the same spot. I think I can fix it. Straighten it out as best I can, plate over it. Wasn't really how I wanted to do this. Another thing is, this is size height. That's the problem. about that yet, but either the front has to get lower or the back has to get higher. The back is still pretty springy, so I think I can add another loop to those tacks, get them a little stiffer. Hopefully that helps getting tacks a little stiffer. And I cleaned up a bunch around here. I also found another camera, so at least that's one good note. So we got the camera, we got damage. Both front and rear bumpers were tweaked. They were on the list to be replaced, but that wasn't in the cards right now, but apparently it is in the cards right now. The frame was going to get some reinforcement, so that was in the plans. I do have the pieces for that. Just really not happy about the damage and the setbacks at this point. But that's what I got for now. So I'm going to see if I can get this video, these two videos today and the one prior to this, stitched together, get them uploaded, and go from there. Thanks for watching.